We are a group of researchers based in Stockholm. We believe AI should be used ethically as a thinking partner, not as a ghostwriter. So we built Gobu for anyone who writes based on factual sources: scientists, students, industrial researchers, lawyers, and policy analysts. Unlike generic AI tools, Gobu gives you exact verbatim codes from your library, with zero hallucinations. Gobu has a browser version that lets you digest the literature and an assistant in Word. So you can ask questions to your library, check your arguments if you reflect what the author says, and cite your sources truthfully. You can double check all the answers from AI by going to the exact location in the PDFs. So now let's see how Gobu benefits your research workflow. Research workflow starts with reading and understanding the literature. Here, the most important part is that you look at the literature considering how it interacts with your research question. Is it relevant? What are the gaps? How can this be of help to my research? Are the important parts? And Gobu helps you do this ethically and rigorously. Firstly, you can click on Create a New Project. And then what I like is I set my research focus before I do any type of analysis. And setting your research focus means that you fill in what your summary is, what are the research questions that you have, what is your expectation, what are your hypotheses, and then you can fill in your concepts of interest. I will write climate change, and then I'm pressing enter after each concept. Let's write WHO, let's write issue linkages. And you can fill as many concepts as you like. I thought 3 was enough for now, and then I click on save. So now I can pick one of these analysis types. I will go with the article analysis because if it's an academic article and you want to see the limitations, the different methodology, article analysis is the best. And Smart Summary gives you a Q&A of the document. That is best to look at the study notes again, to check non-academic articles, I would say. So let's click on article analysis. And here I can upload from my computer. I can upload a PDF from my computer to do the analysis. I can select one of the sample files to see how the analysis would look like, or I can select it from my library. The library means your library within Gobu. So if you already uploaded PDFs, you can choose this option. And that's what I do, and I will analyze this one. So now the analysis is working, and you can see that we have different sections here that are called like a summary section. This gives you a snapshot summary of the research question, methodology, main findings of this article. And then you can see different concepts here, the key concepts and basic concepts of this article. And we have different sections such as key results, methodology, contributions, and then all excerpts. All excerpts are really useful if you're going to, if you're after some codes that you can directly use in your research while you're writing. But we have like a much better thing than copy pasting here. We have a Word add-in, which I'm going to show later in the video. So here, like the most interesting part to me is your research section. We have relevance and insight sections. Let's click on relevance. Relevance basically tells you how relevant this article is. Let's close this for now. How relevant this article is for your research. So you can see that it takes the summary, research questions, hypothesis, and your concepts of interest. And here you can see like how relevant this article is for your research. And this analysis suggests that it's somewhat relevant. And then you can see how you can leverage this article in your research. What are the most interesting parts for your research, how it matters, and how you could use it in your research. And these sections are pretty detailed, actually. And when you're reading, you don't have to just read. You can highlight anything. You can make any suggestions or any changes. This part is important. And here you have some notes for yourself. So you can just come here. Let's go to maybe like this section. We can copy paste or we can simply move the blocks. Let's go to insights and let's just move this block, for example. So here when you're writing, you can also start keeping your own notes. And after relevant, we have the insights. And I love insights because it tells you the most difficult parts to understand. And in my experience, the most difficult parts are usually the parts that you can criticize the most as well. So it's not only like the hardest parts for you to understand, but it's also the parts that, yeah, you can like tackle in your next research. So this suggests that like how organizational engagement was operationalized is a difficult part to understand. So it means if I was going to criticize this article, I can actually use this idea. And then it like tells you like different, again, like hard parts to understand. And we have what this means for your research section and one of my favorite sections, which is the hypothesis fit. So we input our hypothesis, and you can see how your hypothesis fit to this literature, to this specific article. And yeah, this was basically like your own notes and your reading, but we have, apart from like just getting the insights from this article, we have an assistant as well. And in the assistant, we have two different modes in Gobu. And one mode is Ask, the other mode is Cite. And before you start the assistant, you can click on this ad and select the project that you want this assistant to look into. So selecting a project means pay attention to only these PDFs in this project. And we automatically select the project that you're already in. But if you have different projects, I could have chose a different one. So I select this part, and then I will turn this to Ask. And I can write, what does this mean? And the assistant will tell me what it means by giving exact quotes from the article itself. And what I mean by exact quotes, I can simply click on them and I can scroll down in the PDF where that information is coming from. So this means that like everything is factual. I know that the assistant is not hallucinating. And another like interesting part is I can just take this to the canvas, and in the canvas you can see that everything looks visual. So I can zoom in and like I can scroll between the different sections, and again I can take out the different parts, or I can start writing my own notes. Let's zoom in here and let's write notes for my next draft. The most important part is to differentiate between, let's write different types of engagement. And you can see that I wrote my notes, and I'm gonna select this text, and the text is directly inserted in the input field, and I have the Cite mode on. So I can either choose the Cite mode or the Ask mode. Let's try the Cite mode. The Cite mode basically tells you if there are some supporting or contradictory citations that you can use within this project for this statement. So I'm able to see that, okay, it found these exact like codes that I can use for citing. With one click, I can expand the code. With like show rationale, I can look into the rationale. And by clicking here, I can basically scroll again to the exact location. And then if I want to, I can put my cursor here and I can click on Cite. So this way I will be getting a citation, and I can simply click on the citation and go to the exact location. And this is the right way to use AI, because you're not making AI to create any text for you, but you're making it to find truthful citations for you. So you make sure you're understanding the arguments in the right way and you're referencing to the right arguments. Gobu has an add-in for Microsoft Word. You can also use it for Microsoft Word for web. The web version of Microsoft Word is for free, so anybody can use it if you want to try. And here, like on the right hand side, you see our add-in. This is how it looks. You just like sign in with your free Gobu account. And then the first thing you can do is to click on this add, and you can select which one of your projects do you want this add-in to take sources from. So the add-in only looks at the sources that are in this project, only looks at the PDFs that are in that project. So you can decide which project it should reference back to. And here, like you can see that this add-in has two modes. One of them is Ask mode, the other one is Cite mode. Firstly, I'm going to try the Cite mode for you. So imagine you're just like writing, you're in the drafting stage of your research, and you can simply select a sentence. And then when you're on the Cite mode, you can simply send the sentence. So what does it like mean? What's the benefit here? The benefit is that you can just be in the writing mode, and imagine that you have this feeling that you read the sentence like somewhere around like hundreds of articles that you read for your project, but you can't remember exactly which one, and you want to be sure. Like you want like exact code, maybe even to make sure that your argument is right, and you want to make sure that you're citing correctly. So this is when you would be using Gobu's Cite mode. So then I sent this, and now Gobu is searching for all the PDFs in that project. Like for this test purposes, I have 31 different articles in that project, and you can see that it gives me different suggestions. So I can, like with a click, open the full code. So this is the exact code coming from the PDF. It's not something AI generated. It is literally the exact PDF code. And I can read the whole thing to make sure if this makes sense for me. And then there is a rationale. The rationale is AI generated. Basically, the AI is telling you why it thinks that code is relevant to cite in this context. And then if you like, I think this is one of my favorite bits, you can simply click here. This will take you to the exact location in the PDF. And this way you will be sure that like the AI is not making up anything, or you can read the whole page so you can get more context. So let's click here. By clicking, I land into the PDF. My browser opens, I'm back in the Gobu browser version, and I'm able to see the exact code, and I'm able to locate it in the PDF itself. If I want to read more, I can do that. So now I'm going to go back to Word. Now I'm back in Word, and I will place my cursor in the end of this sentence, and I will choose one of the codes and simply click on Cite. When I do that, as you can see, my citation is inserted inside the text. This is perfect for me. Like I was able to see what the code is. I was able to locate it in the PDF. I read the rationale if it makes sense for me to cite it, and then I was able to cite. So like the Cite mode increases the truthful citation done by you. It is a good way to use AI because you're still in the driver's seat. You are the researcher or student or the professional who is doing this job. AI is simply helping you to remember the exact codes. So you cite truthfully, which is very important, I think. Okay, but this was the Cite mode. And what else you can do here? The second one is Ask mode. For Ask mode, again, you can simply select some sentences, or you can directly write here as well. I'm going to switch to Ask mode. And when you see the sentences like this, it means I'm sending that to AI. And I can simply say, like, how does the literature define, let's say, international organizations? And when I say, how does the literature define, I know that Gobu will only read the PDFs that are in this project. It will not use any web information. It will not use any information coming from other PDFs or coming from AI. Again, everything will be cited. So let's get some information here. Now it's thinking, yeah. So I get some answers. Again, I can like take a sneak peek into like the exact codes, and with a click, I will be able to go to different PDFs. And in the Ask mode, it is using all the PDFs in my project. So this 1, 2, and 3 can be from different PDFs. But I can go as specific as I want. I can also ask, how does 2021, it's one of the articles in my project, define, let's say, integration. And this time it will only look at that article. Yeah, so like I remembered wrongly, that article apparently doesn't talk about integration. So the AI tells me, rather than generating hallucinating information, it tells me I couldn't find any information on this. And I think this is great, actually. So you can trust the answers that you receive. So here, as I mentioned like before, you can switch any of your projects as well if you want to get more information about anything else. And then when you feel like you're done, like using the Cite or assistant mode, what you can do is that you can insert a bibliography. And we will automatically insert a bibliography with all these references that you inserted using Gobu, obviously, and it will be inserted at your cursor location. So let's say insert bibliography. Yeah, you can see that now it's inserted. And within Gobu, you can, when you're uploading the PDFs, you can update the metadata of these PDFs. That's how these references are inserted. And you can keep on using the same chat if you want. Like the Cite mode doesn't make any difference. Like even if you have a chat history or not, it's not a difference in the Cite mode. But in Ask mode, it remembers what you talked in the chat. So if you want to clear the chat, you can do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to try Gobu, you can create a free account, upload your PDFs into a project. If you would like to make Gobu analyze your PDFs for you, you can do so. Or if you're only interested in the Word add-in or the Word add-in for web, you can use it for free as well. The whole aim is to make sure we use AI correctly and ethically in research. That's what we are passionate about. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.